What's up, guys? My name is Tai Zen. Welcome to the cryptocurrency.market channel. This is a trading, investing, and entrepreneurship channel that's focused on real world and reality-based trading and investing and entrepreneurship in the cryptocurrency space. Okay. In this video, guys, I want to talk about why I support Bitcoin maximalists like the Bitcoin Meister and like Vays. Okay. You guys, if you guys been following me for a while now, you guys know that I was a former Bitcoin maximalist, like Vays, like Bitcoin Meister was back in the early days in 2012, 2013, just like those guys were. But as a trader, well, before I get going too far here, let me just define what a Bitcoin maximalist is, in case you guys don't know, in case you guys are new to the cryptocurrency world. So Bitcoin was the granddaddy, is the original cryptocurrency. It was the first one to come out, and because of that, right, it has a lot of following. It has the most users right now, and just everything is number one with Bitcoin, right? And in the beginning, in case you didn't realize it, there was no other cryptocurrencies when Bitcoin first came out. When I first got into cryptocurrencies, it was just Bitcoin. There was no, there was other, bullshit coins, things like that. There was they were called alternative cryptocurrencies or alternative coins, or it's shortened to altcoins, right? And you really couldn't even talk about it. You really couldn't even trade it. As a trader and investor, there was no way. If you wanted to buy like $1,000 worth of Bitcoins, that was hard enough already back in 2012, 2013. Much less try to go and buy $1,000 worth of an alternative cryptocurrency. Okay, so back then there was altcoins that existed. There was like Namecoin, there was Feathercoin, there was even Litecoin, right? But you really couldn't buy a lot of it. It took a lot of effort to buy these coins because they were traded on a bullshit scammy exchange called Cryptsy. Okay, and the owner of Cryptsy, his name was Paul Verne, and he later on he went through some kind of divorce with his wife, and I guess he didn't want to split the money with her in divorce court, so he just claimed that his exchange got hacked, and he took off with everyone's money, and nobody knows where he's at now. Okay, so I hope I run into his ass in Asia, because I will get the money that he owes me with the money that me and my friends and my clients had at the Cryptsy exchange. So Paul Verne, if you see this video, you better hope I don't run across your sorry ass in Asia, okay? Anyways, so a Bitcoin maximalist is a term that was coined by the founder of Ethereum. His name is Vitalik Buterin, okay? And a maximalist is simply a person who is a die-hard fan or a die-hard supporter of a certain coin. And since he referred to the guys that support Bitcoin, it's commonly known as a Bitcoin maximalist, or a big fanboy, or a big supporter, or a big proponent of Bitcoin and nothing else. That means that you only focus on that. It's just like in America when people watch football, you got the Chicago fans and everyone in the state of Illinois. I mean, they're all for the Chicago Bears, even though they haven't won any championships in a while, right? So they're still big supporter of it, even though they're supporting an unwinning team, okay? So the Bitcoin maximalists, we were all, pretty much everyone was a Bitcoin maximalist when they got into Bitcoin back in 2012, 2013. It was not even worth the time and effort to talk about other coins, all right? And at that time, myself and my business partner and my trading partner and my investing partner, the Honorable Grandmaster, legendary, world-renowned LeonFu.com, the great oracle of crypto, he was a Bitcoin maximalist too. I was too. I was more so than he was, because I didn't see the point in having an altcoin, because it's all software. So whatever can be done on these altcoins, they can all be done and programmed into Bitcoin, right? But then, I saw that as a trader and as an investor, my goal should be to make money for my family. And I never was a fanboy in the stock market. I was not a fanboy in the Forex market. I was not a fanboy in the commodities market. I traded whatever the price charts and the fundamentals gave me an opportunity to make money for my family, and that's what I did as a trader. Okay, so I learned very early on. By the time the end of 2013 came around, I was pretty much no longer a Bitcoin maximalist. I was just your typical standard trader looking to make money in the new asset class called cryptocurrencies. Okay, now there are people like the Bitcoin Meister and people like Vays who still to this day are still Bitcoin maximalists, right? And so they're diehard fans. They're big supporters of Bitcoin, and they don't believe that any other cryptocurrencies exist, or it doesn't matter if they exist or not. It's just not going to be adopted by the world like Bitcoin will. Okay, so you guys know that I've been talking a lot of shit about the Bitcoin maximalist retards since the bull market in 2017, and the reason why I call them Bitcoin maximalist retards, and I'm talking about there's a group of Bitcoin maximalists that are very vocal. You know, the piece of shits like Kevin Pham out of San Francisco. You got the piece of shit Bitcoin maximalist like Fluffy Pony, the creator of or the founder of Monero, the founder Charlie Lee, another piece of shit hypocrite, founder of Litecoin. Who else? Samson Mao. Right? Some people call him Scamson Mao, right? Another hypocritical piece of shit, a Bitcoin maximalist retard that works with Blockstream, okay, the company that's helping to develop the code for the Bitcoin core software, right? And then the fourth one, Whale Panda, another very recognized and very hypocritical piece of shit, hypocrite Bitcoin maximalist, okay? Those are the guys that I call the Bitcoin maximalist retards. Because they're hypocritical, because on one side they're talking shit about all these altcoins, and they are investors in the altcoins behind their viewers' back, and they're also founders like Charlie Lee and Fluffy Pony. Those piece of shit hypocrites are founders of altcoins themselves. So how are they going to go out there and create an altcoin and then call other altcoins founders a piece of shit or a scam or anything like that, okay? So what happens is, so those are the guys that I call the Bitcoin maximalist retards, the ones that are hypocritical, okay? The other type of Bitcoin maximalist retards are the fanboys that jump on the bandwagon in 2017, okay? Like Kevin Pham, that piece of shit out of San Francisco, right? He was scamming people at Wells Fargo Bank when he was working there. He's creating fake accounts for people, for credit card accounts, loan accounts, checking accounts, saving accounts and stuff. And then he wants to be, you know, on their elitist high horse when he comes into the cryptocurrency space, and then call out the people who trade and invest in cryptocurrencies for a living, okay? So those are the Bitcoin maximalist retards, the ones that are hypocritical and the ones that are on their elitist high horse, their moral high ground, think that they know everything better than everybody else, and they should be the ones who dictate what is right and what is moral and what is ethical in cryptocurrencies. And all they are just piece of shit hypocrites, okay? So those are the Bitcoin maximalists that I'm referring to, okay? The other group of, and that's like the vocal ones, the ones that are very vocal and loud in the cryptocurrency space. The ones that I support, the Bitcoin maximalists that I support, are the ones that are logical, the ones that use logic and reasoning and facts and numbers, and they don't like Bitcoin Meister and like Vays. Okay, a lot of people say, hey Ty, why do you always talk shit about these Bitcoin maximalist retards, and then you don't ever but then I turn around and support guys like Vays and guys like Bitcoin Meister. Okay, the reason why is this, guys, and I want to make it very clear. Okay, so you guys stop asking me why I don't talk shit about Bitcoin Meister and Vays, because they are very, very well-known Bitcoin maximalists. Matter of fact, I would say that probably the number one most diehard, undisputed diehard Bitcoin maximalist in crypto is probably Vays. And people are always asking me, how come I don't talk shit about them? Okay, so there's several reasons, guys. Okay. One is I consider those guys as friends, okay? So I'm not going to talk shit about my friends, because that's not what I do, okay? But besides that, before I became friends with these guys online, and I've met Vays, went out with him several times already offline. I haven't met Bitcoin Meister offline, but I've chatted with the guy so many times online already. In video interviews and all kinds of stuff, that I feel like I got a good sense of his character, okay? Let me take you guys back, do a little Bitcoin history here, okay? Probably the absolute first Bitcoin channel that I remember, okay, was the one by Mark Hunt, the Mad Bitcoin guy. Okay, he started probably one of the first Bitcoin channels. Well, before him, there was a guy called Brother John F. And I'm going through a little Bitcoin history here, guys. Maybe I'll do a separate video about it. Brother John F., who's a silver bug, and he started a channel called the Bitcoin Channel, okay? And then later on, Mad Bitcoins came along the next guy came along was James D'Angelo from the World Bitcoin Network, and then came Mark Hunt, the Mad Bitcoin guy, and then the World Crypto Network guys, right? And then around that time, even before the World Crypto Network came out, right? Mad Bitcoins came out first, and then I came out with our channel, right? Our cryptocurrency market channel back then, because everyone was talking about tech stuff. Like James D'Angelo was talking about tech, Bitcoin tech. Andreas Antonopoulos from the Let's Talk Bitcoin radio show, and Stephanie Murphy and all the other people on that crew, they were talking about the tech. Nobody was talking about trading and investing, so we started the first channel that I know of to talk about Bitcoin trading and investing, okay, and cryptocurrencies too later on. And then that was in the like 2013, okay, like around July or October 2013, somewhere around that period, we started our channel. So, and then later on that year, before the end of the year, another channel by Chris Dunn out of Austin, Texas. You know, it's ironic that, you know, two groups of people out of the city of Austin, Texas started the first two trading and investing channels on the internet to teach people how to trade and invest in cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin, all right? So, and then after that, right, then you got a lot more channels that came along. And then in 2015 on the World Crypto Network, I think it was in August of 2015, okay, the Bitcoin Meister and Vays started coming on the scene. Now, just to be fair, Bitcoin Meister already did his first Bitcoin video back in like August of, back in the end of 2013, but he only did one. And then he went back and he did a bunch of other videos about the political landscape in the city of Baltimore where he lived, where he was trying to, you know, help make some changes. And, you know, he was like one of those political activists back then. So back then, you know, I didn't follow him too much because he only had one video about Bitcoin, and that was it. And then he moved on to talking about the political environment in the city of Baltimore in which he lived, where he was trying to make positive changes there and educate the public about the city government there in the city of Baltimore, okay? And then he didn't come back onto the scene and talk about Bitcoins until like March of, or the spring of, I think it was March, or sometime in the spring of 2015. That's when Bitcoin Meister resurfaced, and then he started talking about Bitcoins very, very consistently, and now you can actually say that he's a Bitcoin broadcaster or a cryptocurrency broadcaster like myself, right? And then about 5 months later, that's when Vays came on the scene in August or something like that, the end of the summer of 2015. So, and then he started joining the World Crypto Network to talk about Bitcoin, okay? So one guy was a political activist in Bitcoin Meister, and the other guy, Vays, was a derivatives trader from Wall Street, okay? So I worked on Wall Street, you know, for several years. So I can tell that Vays, you know, had experience on Wall Street. He wouldn't be using some of that vocabulary that he was using if he didn't work on Wall Street. So it was kind of like a breath of fresh air, you know, because at that time it was myself, it was Chris Dunn, it was another guy named Da Vinci, a black guy, a silver bug guy named Da Vinci, and then myself, Chris Dunn, and now we got somebody like Vays coming along, and I was really happy about that because, yeah, there was people that, you know, posted charts and technical analysis and stuff like that on TradingView, but there was not too many actual traders and investors that showed their face on camera because it was a very shameful thing back then. You guys got to remember this, okay? A little bit of Bitcoin history here. You know, everyone was calling Bitcoin a scam at that time, and the fall of Mt. Gox and the collapse of Mt. Gox, you know, caused a lot of people to lose money and lose their Bitcoins. So it was you had to have balls of steel, like you had to have like brass balls, brass nuts, okay, to be able to come out and talk about Bitcoin during the market collapse and during the bear market of 2014, 15, and 16, right? And just in case you guys don't come from an English-speaking world, you know, whenever I say that you have to have, you know, big balls, brass or steel, in America, that means that you have a lot of courage. You got to have a lot of courage. You have to have a lot of determination and courage, and to be able to talk about something that everyone is calling a scam back after the crash of Mt. Gox in 2014. So, well, when I say that Tone Vays and Bitcoin Meister, these guys had, you know, balls of steel or brass balls, you know, that means that these guys had a ton of courage and a ton of heart. Okay, and a ton of they were very brave guys, like myself and like LeonFu.com, like Chris Dunn, like Mad Bitcoins, like James D'Angelo, like Andreas Antonopoulos. All of us were out there talking and promoting Bitcoin and everything. Okay, so I knew these guys long before all these fake ass Bitcoiners, all these fake ass Bitcoin maximalists came along in 2017. Okay, all these guys that talk about Bitcoin, like Kevin Pham, piece of shit Kevin Pham and them guys, right? These guys are just fake asses. These guys never had a real following. If you guys look at my channel, right, and you look at Bitcoin Meister's channel and you look at Tone Vays' channel, right, none of our channels, you know, lost a significant amount of viewers. Like our channels either stayed the same or it grew during the bear market. Like we didn't lose, you know, like half our viewers. We didn't lose 10% of our viewers or nothing like that, because this is something that we have been talking about since the beginning, since we got into crypto. So Bitcoin Meister didn't lose any viewers. If anything, he gained more viewers. You know, Tone Vays didn't lose any viewers. He gained more viewers during the bear market, okay? The reason why was because these guys, people followed these guys. They followed me, they followed Bitcoin Meister, they followed Mad Bitcoins, they followed Tone Vays and all these guys long before the bull market of 2017. Okay, so imagine that we were all talking about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies during the absolute worst time in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency history, and we had followers. Okay, I remember that until like July of 2017, we had the most subscribers out of all the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency channels on the internet. Like everybody wanted to come onto our channel to be interviewed so that their channel can be known. Okay, so I remember that. And then we were busy trading the last 6 months of 2017. My team was busy taking profits and trading, and we didn't have a lot of time to make videos. So everybody else's channel, 100 other channels popped up and got a ton of subscribers, you know. And there's nothing wrong with that, because we really don't give a shit, because we make money from trading and investing in cryptocurrencies. We don't make money from getting more viewers or subscribers. The loyal subscribers that we have, they follow us, they trust what we do and say, and they appreciate what we share with them, because our channels for the real traders out there that are managing 7, 8, 9-figure portfolios, they want to know how it's done out in the real world. They want to hear fantasy bullshit, okay? So you got these fake ass Bitcoin maximalists like piece of shit Kevin Pham out there. I'm just using him as an example, guys. There's a bunch of them. He's just the most obvious one, right? You know, dude want to make fake accounts for people, for customers at Wells Fargo, and got busted, and now he wants to come over and wants to be on his white knight, be a fake ass white knight on his elitist high moral ground, his white horse, and come in and try to, you know, dictate ethics and morals to everyone here in crypto land. Okay, start bullying everybody in 2017, and then afterwards, right now he's over there supporting Bitcoin SV. Okay, so there you go. That shows you what kind of a hypocritical piece of shit he was, you know, talking shit and trashing people and bullying people online during the bull market of 2017, when Bitcoin was running up to $20,000, and then when it started to crash 85% like all the other coins, you know, he jumped ship, jumped the shark, right? In English, jumping the ship or jumping the shark means that you switch teams, okay? You change your mindset, okay? And then now he's over there supporting, you know, Bitcoin SV and shit, you know? And, you know, good for him, you know, but, you know, I don't support piece of shits like that. I don't support fake asses like that. You know what I'm saying? I grew up on the streets. Many of you guys know that I came to America as a Vietnamese refugee after the war between the US and America, you know, and I grew up in America. I grew up very poor. I had to grow up in the ghettos around a bunch of black people. I got involved in drugs, you know, went to prison for 14 years. nearly 14 years, and then I came out, and then I had to rebuild my life from scratch in my mid-30s. And thanks to the trading skills and the trading knowledge that I learned on Wall Street in America, I was able to retire by the time I was in my mid-40s, thanks to my trading. Okay, so the reason why I still support, you know, Bitcoin Meister and Tone Vays, and you know, to this day, is because they were there. They were there at the absolute worst time, guys. They were there at the absolute worst time. You don't want to be the guy talking about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies and trading and investing or any of that nonsense. Anything that's related with Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies in 2015. And these guys had balls of steel. Okay, like their balls, each one of their balls about the size of bowling balls. Like when you see them in person, you know, these guys have courage, and these guys are brave enough to talk about something that was revolutionary and something that was going to change the world, you know. And it was nice, you know, that we were talking about it, but it's also nice to have other guys from different parts of the country, different backgrounds, you know. Bitcoin Meister was a political activist, you know, and then we got a derivatives trader like Tone Vays from Wall Street coming out and talking about it and lending a hand, lending support to the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency community. Back then, everybody was scared to talk about it. You know, back then, you know, Bitcoin was not really considered, people stopped calling Bitcoin a scam probably like in the end of 2016 and the beginning of 2017. So if you were talking about Bitcoins or cryptocurrencies back in 2015, man, that was a brutal period to be in to talk about Bitcoins, okay? And so because of this, I know that these guys were for real. These guys were for real. You know how like they say that, hey, whenever you become rich and stuff and you become wealthy, you become a millionaire, you don't know if your friends are for real. You don't know if your friends are true to you or not, right? Well, I know that Bitcoin Meister and Tone Vays are legit Bitcoin maximalists. You know what? Hey, we shared the same ideas and we shared the same views, and I evolved and moved on, you know, and I decided, you know, I needed to stick back to my neutral territory as a currency trader, and you know, Bitcoin Meister and Tone Vays, they continued being Bitcoin maximalists, and I support them. Like if that's why whenever Bitcoin Meister, every time he asks me to be on his channel, I show up. You know, and I show up and I tell people all the time, you know, if you're not a trader, then you just need to invest in long term into Bitcoin or something like that that's more reliable. Leave the trading to the guys like myself and the guys on our team, right? When I'm, you know, I'd say that all the time on his channel, and I still say it again on our channel. Like, if you're not a trader, don't look to trade in and out of an asset class that you have no training or no experience in. More than likely, if you come into the trading world against guys like me and the guys on my team, and you don't know how to trade, you have about a snowflake's chance in hell, right, of making money against guys like us. I mean, I hate to say it like that. I'm not trying to be cocky. I'm not trying to be arrogant or nothing. I just know that I got trained by some of the best traders in America has to offer, okay? And these traders, these motherfuckers are good, okay? And I'm not going to let guys like that train me, right? And then turn around and let some amateur or some novice that doesn't know how to trade, that doesn't even know how to read candlesticks, be able to out-trade me. I'm not going to let that happen, okay? I refuse to let that happen. That's like me going up against the guys at the New England Patriots and think that I'm going to outplay them in football or outbox Mike Tyson or out-basketball Michael Jordan or something like that. That's just a silly thought. You know, if you're an amateur, you don't know about trading, and you think that you're going to step into the arena against guys like myself and David Fong and the guys on our team, right? That's just wishful thinking. That's living in fantasy land. But back to the Bitcoin maximalist stuff, right? So today, right, even though I trade every currency, right, when I see Tone Vays, when he and I hang out, you know, he's always telling me, you know, like, you know, people who don't know how to trade should not be trading altcoins and cryptocurrencies and things like that. You know, he never says anything about me trading cryptocurrencies because he knows I learned how to trade already. I invested a huge amount of time and money to learn how to trade on Wall Street already. So that's why he doesn't ever say anything. He doesn't ever criticize me about what I trade, because that would be very silly, because when I'm trading the Forex market or the commodities market or the stock market, he would not criticize me if I jump from one stock to the other to trade it. So it's just, he sees it no different. I'm just another trader who's trading a bunch of cryptocurrencies, okay? But on his channel, he doesn't like to see people who don't know how to who don't know how to trade, right, get slaughtered. So he always tells people to stay away from the altcoins and just stay with Bitcoin because he's more comfortable recommending that to the people, okay? And I respect him for that. I respect him for that. So when Tone and I hang out, we don't ever sit there and argue about trading or bicker about trading or talk about, this altcoin or that altcoin. We don't ever talk about that. We always talk about, if we do talk about cryptocurrencies, right? We talk about how we see that the Bitcoin and blockchain technology and things like that are going to be adopted in the long term, okay? We don't sit there and talk about, he trades his things, I trade my things, and both of us are happy. I know he knows what, he's doing over there. He knows I know what I'm doing on my side, and that's it. So there's not, that's like, you know how to speak English, I know how to speak English. So when we see each other, we're not going to sit there and try to educate each other on how to speak English. I mean, why are we going to waste time talking about that, right? So that's the reason why I support him, because I know that Tone and Bitcoin Meister, these guys have a genuine belief and a genuine philosophy about Bitcoins. Not like these fake-ass Bitcoin maximalist retards like Fluffy Pony, like Charlie Lee, like all these fake asses like Kevin Pham and them, right? Like Samson Mao, like Whale Panda, and those guys. Those guys are all fake asses. Those guys are not. Do they make money from crypto? I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do. I'll bet you anything they made most of their money from altcoins and not even from Bitcoin. I'm willing to make that statement, okay? And I just don't like piece of shit hypocrites that make money off of altcoins and then turn around and talk shit about it. And then, people who start an altcoin and then turn around and talk shit about other people who start their own altcoins, okay? So that's the reason why I support Bitcoin Meister and Tone Vays, guys, because these guys have been at the very bottom of the cryptocurrency world. They have been at the very bottom. The absolute worst time to talk about Bitcoins is in 2014, 2015, and 2016. That's why I respect these guys, because I know that these guys are for real. Guys like Omar Bam from out of Miami. Now he's over there getting into acting, into Hollywood and stuff out in Los Angeles. He's also another real deal. He's also another real deal, right? Those guys like that started before 2016, I respect those guys, because that was not an easy time, guys. All over the newspapers, everywhere. I remember I was working at the trading school, okay? And everybody was telling me I was a dumbass, I was an idiot. I remember telling people, the executives at the stock trading school that I worked at, right? And I was telling them about we should create a course to teach people how to trade and invest in Bitcoins, right? And I was telling them all the, the censorship resistant, the permissionless, database, the ledger, and all this stuff is decentralized and all this stuff. And I remember one of the guys at the school, he would get his phone, right? And then he would say, go ahead and tell me that about that Bitcoin again. And he would record me saying it, and then he would turn around, play it back for me, and he says, hey, look, let's look at how stupid you are talking about this bullshit Bitcoin, this magic internet money. And he would play it back to me, right? Well, needless to say, until 2017, he was calling me up to see how to invest in Bitcoins. Okay, so. And I didn't have time. Not that I didn't want to help him. I just didn't have time because we were busy taking profits in 2017. Okay, didn't have time to be teaching people. If you didn't learn it back in the 3-4 years when I was talking about it before then, right? I didn't have time for it in 2017. Okay, but anyways, guys, I just wanted to share this quick video with you guys. Because that way you guys understand what I'm talking about when I talk about the Bitcoin maximalist retards. I do not believe, or ever call someone like Bitcoin Meister or Tone Vays a Bitcoin maximalist retard. Those guys are legit, and those guys are real Bitcoin maximalists. The guys that are fake, the ones that are trying to get popular. See, guys, let me tell you guys something. It's always easy, guys, out in the world, out in the real world. It's always easy to go with what's popular. It's not easy to go with what's unpopular. When you guys see guys like Bitcoin Meister and Tone Vays, right, talking about, being a Bitcoin maximalist today, right, it seems easy, and it seems like easy whenever a newcomer comes in, oh, let me jump on the bandwagon and let me support Bitcoin and let me be a Bitcoin maximalist too. Okay, no, you can't, because you just got into the game. You just got into the game, okay? You can support it and everything, but you don't have you haven't had enough experience to be able to criticize other people, right? About what they believe in, or what altcoin, or what Bitcoin, or whichever, okay, about anything, until you have enough experience. Now these guys, the fake asses, like the piece of shits like Kevin Pham and Samson Mao and Charlie Lee and Whale Panda and Fluffy Pony and those piece of shit hypocrites like that, you know, those guys, those are not real Bitcoin maximalists. If you're following them, you're following the wrong people. Those are guys who, they don't provide any type of value to the community. All they do is just, in order to get a following and to get known, is to talk shit about other people. Okay? They weren't there like we were, like me and Bitcoin Meister and like Vays, back during the absolute worst time in Bitcoin's history, and still talking about it. I was still making videos all over America, you know, at train stations, at airports, at meetups, at conferences, talking about Bitcoin when it was $200-300. After it crashed from $1,400 at Mt. Gox down to $200-300, I was still talking about it. Bitcoin Meister was still talking about it. Okay, Vays was still talking about it. Mad Bitcoins was still talking about it. Andreas Antonopoulos was still talking about it. Okay, all these fake ass Bitcoiners that just want to get attention today, right? Where were they back in 2014, 2015, 2016? They were in crypto. They were in crypto. They say they were in crypto, and they say that they were, you know, spreading the word about the Bitcoin. They were spreading the gospel of Bitcoin. But I don't see them online. If you go search for them, you don't find them. You don't see most of these guys, these fake ass Bitcoin maximalists, until the summer of 2017. That was the birth of all the fake ass Bitcoin maximalist retards and the hypocritical piece of shits. Okay, and so I'm telling you guys, whenever you hear somebody make commentary or share their opinions about Bitcoin, I always look back, like if somebody sends me a video link or something to a YouTube channel that says something that's worth listening to, I always go back and look at their channel and see when did this guy come out? When did this guy come on the scene? When did this guy come on the scene? Did he come on the scene during the bear market or during the absolute best bull market? I'm in Vietnam right now. I'm broadcasting from District 7 and in the city of Ho Chi Minh City in the country of Vietnam. And there was a bunch of channels here in Vietnamese talking about Bitcoin this, Bitcoin that, cryptocurrency this, cryptocurrency that, trading Bitcoins, trading cryptocurrencies in 2017. There must have been 100 channels. When I came back to Vietnam at the bottom of the bear market in the last half of 2018, man, all these Bitcoin channels were all silent, quiet as a church mouse. Okay, nobody was talking about Bitcoins anymore. You know, now they were talking about stocks and Forex and oil and gold and all kinds of other stuff, real estate, but nobody dared, nobody had the balls to talk about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies anymore. Hey, you know what? We saw that this was an innovative, revolutionary technology since the beginning, and we're going to continue to talk about it. Even though I'm retired and I don't need to make these videos anymore, I still talk about it because I still believe, you know, the part of me that's a trader over here, right? I'll trade anything, okay? But the part about me that I guess you can call it the philosopher, the activist, the person that wants to see a better financial world for everyone in the world, you know, I still talk about. I still make these videos and still share my ideas and my opinions and my commentary on the cryptocurrency market, because I still believe that it's one of the most revolutionary financial technologies that's ever been invented by human beings. Okay, so just wanted to share this video with you guys, and then hopefully it explains everything why I still support, you know, Bitcoin Meister and Vays, right? If you guys like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you guys don't like it, give me a thumbs down. I will not be butthurt about it. Trust me, I will not be butthurt about it, okay? And let me know if you have a suggestion for a future video, okay? And also, if you are a serious cryptocurrency trader, investor, you know, you're managing a 7, 8, 9-figure portfolio, and you want to really learn how it's done out in the real world, right? We're not talking about, you know, if you need to manage like $1,000 or something like that, or $100. We're talking about the, you know, if you need to learn the real world skills on how to manage a 7, 8, 9-figure portfolio, go to www.cryptocurrency.market/blueprint and get you a copy of the cryptocurrency investing blueprint today. That is the absolute best training on the planet for people who are looking to manage a 7, 8, 9-figure portfolio. Okay, I don't know of any other program on this planet that can help you manage a portfolio like that. You're not gonna go to America and learn it on Wall Street. Ain't nobody gonna teach you, okay, unless you know the right people or unless you meet the right people, okay? So go get you a copy today. Stop jacking around. Get your skills prepared. Make sure that you keep your coins off the exchange. Use a hardware wallet like Ledger or a Trezor or a Ledger, okay? I don't know about all the other ones. We haven't ran, you know, several 7-8 figure amounts through those other wallets, so I cannot be comfortable in recommending it. You know, on the Ledger and the Trezor, you know, I have personally witnessed, right, 7, 8, 9 figure amounts that have been stored on there. I have personally seen it myself, so I am comfortable recommending it, okay? So thanks for watching this video. I look forward to seeing you guys in a future video, and stay safe out there, guys. And we will go to the moon soon. Don't be disappointed. Don't let these small 10, 20, 30% crashes, you know, knock you out of the market and sell your coins too early. You know, like Bitcoin Meister says, you know, you have to maintain a strong hand, okay? You have to have conviction in how cryptocurrencies is going to change the world, all right? Stay safe out there, guys, and I'll look forward to seeing you guys in a future video. And stop asking me why I support Bitcoin Meister and Vays, because here's the video to explain it, all right? Thank you.